All right, here we are again, back a year later with our low quality, picking the perfect bracket, perfect NCAA Division One College World Series bracket. I'm not going to get a single regional wrong because I know everything and y'all know nothing. All right, let's just get into it. Enough of the BS. Start off with the Knoxville Regional, man. I hate this team. I hate Tennessee. I do not like Tennessee. And as much as I want to pick against them here, it's impossible. One of the best college baseball teams we've seen ever, probably. It feels like we've been saying that every year. Now, that's something they have going against them, that they're the best college baseball team we've seen ever, because we've said that the last 3 years, and that team never performs when they need to. So Campbell's been playing really hot. They're top 10 in home runs, so they can hit the home run ball. Tennessee is a very offensive park. The ball flies there, so I like Campbell to be the runner-up. Maybe give Tennessee a scare, but yeah. I'm going to go Tennessee. Georgia Southern, I'm sorry. First time hosting a regional. Notre Dame probably deserves it more than you. I'm going to go Notre Dame winning this, and Texas Tech is the runner-up. I think Georgia Southern is just not built for it. Man, I don't think they are. No offense. Austin Regional. Texas gets a little lucky. I don't really think they should have been hosting to begin with, but that's up for debate. High RPI. RPI is a bunch of BS. But they just got a pretty easy regional. So I think because of that, I'm just going to take Texas, as much as I want to pick against them. And I always like rooting for DBU. DBU is a fun team, one of my favorite baseball teams. Now we go to the Greenville Regional, East Carolina, a team who's been there but for the last 5 years or so. It feels like they have experience. I could see Virginia winning this, but I'm going to go with East Carolina. Obviously, Coastal Carolina, maybe they have another Cinderella story in them. I don't think so. I like East Carolina there. College Station. Now, I really want to pick TCU here. It's a great revenge story for them. Jim Schlossnagle, former coach for like 10 plus years, I think, goes to A&M, is now hosting a regional as a national seed. TCU finished first in the Big 12 and is not hosting. Got a little chip on their shoulder. I just think A&M is too good. Their pitching is solid enough and their offense is insane. I think TCU makes it a good regional, though. The Louisville Regional. Louisville, man, I can't ever figure them out. I really haven't heard of them all year. They're kind of flying under the radar. But they just have some weird, like, Oregon's tough, I feel like. Michigan is barely above 500 in the Big Ten, so I don't like them. SEMO. You got to watch out for some of these 4 seeds, man. I'm not giving them love. I might give them some love later. I'm going to go Oregon here and Louisville runner-up, but that's just kind of a gut feeling pick. I don't have a whole lot of reasoning behind it. Down to Gainesville. Now, Gainesville, Florida, you know, they had a rough start to the season, but they've really turned it around. They're playing some of their best baseball right now, which is the direction you want to be headed in. But their regional is loaded. When you have Central Michigan, again, another scary 4 seed. I picked them last year to make it out of the Notre Dame regional. They didn't, but they did play really well. And they're another 40-plus win team is the 4 seed. Then you have Liberty, who's always really solid. They're, again, really solid. And then Oklahoma, the Big 12 tournament winners, finished 3rd in the regular season. You got 4 teams that are playing really good baseball right now. This is a tough draw for Florida. And Florida has struggled in the past in the tournament, it feels like. And I really do want to pick Oklahoma here or Liberty. And I think I will. I think Central Michigan beats Florida game 1. Oklahoma comes out. Central Michigan is the runner-up here. And then Virginia Tech, not one Power 5 school. And the regional, obviously that doesn't matter quite as much for baseball. There's a lot of really good baseball schools. Gonzaga's been really good. There were talks of them hosting for a while this year. But I really love Vol Tech this year. The only thing that scares me is the lack of experience for them, lack of tournament experience and leadership there. I think Gonzaga makes it close. So there's the left side of the bracket. Now let's just start back to the top. Stanford, another team who's always here, it feels like. You know, some years they choke, some years they don't. They had a really good year last year. Very unfortunate end of the season with that crazy Vanderbilt comeback. But, you know, I think they make it out of here fine. UC Santa Barbara is playing really well in Texas. State has had a really solid season 2 out of the Sun Belt. So these two teams, that'll be a really good game. I'll be interested to see this 2-3 matchup to kick off that Stanford regional. I think I'm going to lean Texas State here, but who cares? No one cares about the runner-up. It's kind of crazy that we have to even pick that here. So, College Park, Maryland. Now, this is a weird one because you have Wake Forest, who's top 10 on RPI. Once again, I think RPI is BS, but not completely. You know, it means something. It has some significance. Connecticut, who's, I think, a 40-plus win team. They're very solid. And Maryland, who everywhere I read they were going to be a national seed, top 8 seed, host the regional. Then if they were to advance, host their super regional. And they get shafted with the 15 overall 1 seed. So now they're kind of playing with a chip on their shoulder. And getting a team who's already at home and is the best team in their regional, now they're playing with a chip on their shoulder a little bit. That's kind of dangerous. So I want to pick Wake Forest. They've had some good years. They've had a really good year this year. But I think I'm going to pick Maryland and then Wake Forest to run up that. This feels kind of weak. I mean, Georgia, a good team. You know what? No. Here's where a 3 seed advancing. VCU makes it out of the regional there. Haven't picked any 3 seeds yet. I probably should pick more. But yeah, VCU makes it. I don't know why. Don't even ask me. It's another gut feeling. UNC, I feel like they're fairly weak, even though they just won the ACC tournament. Stillwater. Okay. Pretty loaded regional here for Oklahoma State. Got kind of a tough draw, especially as a national seed. I'm sure they're not too happy. I mean, you draw Arkansas as your 2 seed, who, yeah, they've been playing like crap the last 2 or 3 weeks of the season, but they were top 5 team literally the entire year, going to host. They were going to be a national seed up until like 2 weeks ago. Now they're not even hosting. So that's a really tough draw. And Grand Canyon, who's beat teams like Stanford, Arizona, Oregon State. And then Missouri State, who's normally a lot better than a 4 seed in this tournament. Normally they're like a 2 seed scaring somebody in there. So a really tough draw for Oklahoma State. Now, if I wasn't biased and if I wasn't a diehard, lifelong Arkansas fan, I would pick Oklahoma State here because I think they're playing the best out of the 4 teams here. But it'd be a sin for me to do that. So I'm going to pick Arkansas to make it out of the regional. They're going to turn things around and get back to what they've been doing all year. Okay, Coral Gables. I just don't like this matchup for Miami. I think they drew some tough teams. You get a little fun rematch of this last year's Super Ole Miss and Arizona. I think Arizona makes it out. Ooh, I kind of want to pick Ole Miss. I think Arizona makes it out of here. Ole Miss runs it up. I don't know. I just think Miami, the wheels fall off. They kind of ended the season on a rough note. Not really, actually. I mean, they're the number 6 overall seed. But yeah, wheels fall off for them. And then right here, Southern Miss. They're tough. LSU fans are mad. LSU's mad that they're not hosting. They think they probably should have hosted instead of this team right here, which, you know, you can't blame them. There's probably 3 SEC teams that could have hosted over Auburn. But personally, you know, I'm SEC biased. It is the best league in the world. That's not professional baseball. So I think LSU makes it out. They're going to travel well. Their bats are hot, and they've been missing 2 of their best players the last couple weeks. It really just comes down to the pitching for them, which is a question mark because Southern Miss has really, really good pitching. And you know what? Never mind. I think LSU collapses. I think Southern Miss is the better team and they win. Yeah, changed my mind. Southern Miss, let's go. Go Golden Eagles. I think that's their thing. Auburn, I'm sorry. Y'all ain't making it out. I'm going to go UCLA. No, never mind. Auburn does make it out. UCLA, overrated every single year. Never been a huge fan. Florida State, what's the guy's name? Like Mike, whatever. His son took over. Hasn't really been the same for them. Dude, southeastern Louisiana is kind of raw from what I've heard. So who knows? But yeah, I'm going to go Florida State runs it up. because they've been there. A lot of experience here. Like Florida State and UCLA are two historically better programs than Auburn, which is kind of scary for them. But Auburn is the better team this year. All right, wrapping up the regionals. I really want to pick Vanderbilt here. I think they have the best player. I think Enrique Bradfield is just incredible and can literally change the outcome of any game with what he's able to do. But I think Oregon State is just too well-rounded and complete, and Vanderbilt's pitching has just been very iffy, which is very uncharacteristic of them. Obviously, they have the tournament experience and leadership there, but so does Oregon State, maybe even more so than Vanderbilt. So, go Oregon State. On to the Supers. Now, this is the best part of the tournament, easily. It's the Super Regionals. And here we are, Tennessee, Notre Dame. Man, do I want to pick Notre Dame. Lost in a 3-game series to Mississippi State last year. They were a really good team. They're a really good team again this year. And the number 1 overall seed curse it'll continue this year. Tennessee's not going to win it all, but I don't think this is where their road ends. I think they get past Notre Dame in 3 games. Okay. Texas, East Carolina, this is easy. Texas, haven't been super impressed with them all year. Now, they were preseason number 1, so obviously they have the talent to win it all. But I like East Carolina. They've been so close so many years, and they're finally going to be able to host their Super. And maybe they were able to do that a couple years ago. But I think this is where they break through and get to the College World Series. And maybe a big run for them. They're playing better than anybody in the country right now, I think, besides Tennessee, who's, obviously. A&M, Oregon. I think I gotta go A&M here. Oregon's a fun pick, but I don't know. Let's come back to that one. Now, this is where I really have loved Virginia Tech this year, but my problem is, like I said, they lack tournament experience and coaching experience in this spot. And I feel like the pressure is going to get to them. It always happens to the teams that haven't really been there. Oklahoma, not saying they have been, but more so than Virginia Tech. And I think, too, the pressure is just going to get to Virginia Tech. I think Oklahoma's playing really good right now, too. All right, we'll stay down here. Auburn, Oregon State. Oregon State. I'm not even going to talk about that. Auburn could. But that is a long trip for them. Plays in Oregon State's favor. A very long trip. Southern Miss, Arizona. Now, even though Southern Miss would be favored in this, it almost feels like Arizona would be the one expected to make it. We don't ever really see teams like Southern Miss. I don't think I always see them in the tournament. I never see them in the College World Series. So I think this is the year that they get there. See, I like Southern Miss there. VCU, Arkansas. What a weird super regional this would be. Wow, I've really just rigged this to where Arkansas is an easy path. But VCU, 3-game series in Fayetteville, no way. Stanford, Maryland. Maryland, like I said, playing with a chip on their shoulder. Stanford, they're so weird. Some years they collapse and lose in their regional, and some years, the others, they make it to the College World Series. They're definitely playing way better. I mean, they're the better team here, 100%. But the better team does not always win in baseball. That's what you got to realize. It does not always win in baseball. So, yeah, let's go Maryland. F it. So, Maryland. And then back down here. So, let's see. You got to have some variety, man. But, yeah, I'm just going to say A&M wins this, man. I'm sorry. A&M wins it. All right. Now, here we go. A&M, we got Tennessee, East Carolina, A&M, Oklahoma. Pretty solid. I like that. And I'm going to go ahead and say East Carolina makes it to the College World Series final. Yeah, I said it. And the runner-up's not even going to be Tennessee. They're going to blow it, and A&M's going to be the runner-up. F Tennessee, those cocky little douchebags. Act like we should bow down to them now that they're finally good at something. Congrats, you're finally good at a sport after being annoying for 15 years about it. And you choke, as all the other 1 seeds do, as Arkansas did last year, and I cried about it for 5 years. All right, here we are. Now, it'd be a crime for me to send Arkansas to the finals, and I'm definitely not going to. We're not good enough to make it. I think our ceiling is College World Series just like to make it there. I don't think we can make it to the finals. I think it's going to be Southern Miss, Oregon State here. You can't have East Carolina, Southern Miss, although that'd be really cool. There's got to be a team that's been there before. So I'm going to say Oregon State goes back, and I'll have Southern Miss runner-up in that bracket. And then my winner. Once again, you got East Carolina playing better than anyone else right now, probably, and then Oregon State, who's just been solid all year. And it would be boring. Like, the easy choice here is Oregon State, who's won like 3 in the last 20 years, and we don't want to talk about that third one. But the fun one would be East Carolina. So even though it's like very unlikely that they win it all, I'm having fun here, and this is perfect, and I know everything. East Carolina, book it.